Hello. The body and the mind is always very closely related. I think you can guess that, and that's obvious more or less for everyone. But I really think that it's important to realize that our body is nothing more than a reflection of our mind and ourself, really deeply, I would say. Okay, so I would like to take an example and to talk about that because it's very important to to take all that in consideration. I'm in a training where I learn a lot of things about food and how to feed ourselves congruently. And it seems, first of all, a lot of people are concerned with affected with a problem which is inflammation in the intestines, okay, and which I am at the moment, okay, and this is due to two reasons, okay. The first is stress, the overall stress of life, okay, and the second is modern alimentation, and which in a way is just stress to the organism caused by the alimentation, the modern alimentation, which is not appropriate, okay, most of the time. So in general, it's stress. And the stress we experience in our mind, has direct effects on ourselves, on our body. It's really something I thought more or less obviously, even though I had never heard someone say it very directly this way, okay, but it's exactly that. So that's very important, I think, to consider ourselves, our life, and to improve, okay, our life on always both, I would say, levels, the body and the material one and the mind one, because both of them are closely related, if not exactly the same. One is the reflection of the other, and if you act on the body, you change your mind and your mindset. You know that the way you behave just physically, if you stand right and proud physically, okay, your mindset is changing. If you're like that, and your mindset changes too. So both of them are really closely related. And this idea of stress, I think, is very important because we can see how it affects us at a deeper level than we think, on the mind and on the body also. And when you study that and you look at the consequences every time, it's just creates problems after problems after problems, But the beginning is stress. And that's a general term. I know it doesn't mean really something very, very precise. The thing is, it's the question we have to ask ourselves. What puts me under stress in my day? There is little amount of stress, which is good, but too much every time is not good. And most of the time we live on constant stress, which is totally very, very bad for ourselves. We are not, we haven't been created, and we are not prepared to live on constant stress. It's just not a normal situation. That's why it's important, I think, to know ourselves much better, to see to look at what is difficult for me in my days, in which moments precisely, what does that reflect in my life, because never just little parts of difficulties are components of bigger things, bigger fears, bigger problems, bigger frustrations, things like that. And that's very important, I think, to dive into that, to be very clear about ourselves. So once again, I would say that when things get difficult, when I feel stressed, a little, the moment where I want to flee in a way, to run away, to just entertain myself in order to feel better, to go and eat, to watch my phone compulsively, all those moments, there is something that I'm running away from. That's the moment I have to face it. It's just a feeling in my body. I can always face it. It's never difficult. And it's important to be able to look at that and to look at what is this feeling? What is the fear behind it? that is causing me to react this way, to wanting to just, cut all that, to numb myself. The more you do that, the better you're able to do it, and the better you're going to control your life to really change it on what's important. Okay, so just I hope that this can help. Don't hesitate to use my training also to decondition yourself and really get back your life, create the life you want, because you deserve it. Okay, go on training.soundscrazy.net, that's for you, and I wish you a great life. Keep in touch. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.